morning. Welcome to Double9Radio.
Hey, Double9. What's up?
What's up? Oh my God.
What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to have my co-host back on the show today. She's been on the radar before, she's been on Double9 before, but we had to bring her back, but because the energy was insane, the energy was out of this world. But, I'm not even going to let her introduce herself because I'm going to do the introduction. Because I love doing the introduction when she's on with us on the station as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, Luther ObaFeyikemi. Wow.
Yes. Hi, Double9. How are you? Hey, London.
Hello, London. Hello, world. We got listeners all over the world.
Hello, world. Actually, because we have people that are telling me they're on from LA, from Lagos, from the UK. Wow. Hello, world. How is everyone today?
Yes. Hello, world. How are you doing today?
Yes.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are lucky to have our co-host here today. She's amazing. She's great. It's your one and only, I told you, Luther ObaFeyikemi. I had to learn that name. I had to make sure I learned how to pronounce it.
You had to learn the name.
I know. I remember last time she was on the show, and I kept calling her something different. And she was like, no, that's not my name. So this time around, I made sure I recited this, like, on a daily basis when we confirmed that she's going to come on the show. Again, I want to say welcome to the show again, but on a different aspect. You're our co-host on the show today.
I know. I mean, it was one of the things that I said for 2021 that I was going to try new things and branch out into places that things that I've always dreamed of. And guess what? I get to be co-host on Double9Radio show, and I'm really excited. 2021 is all about newness and trying out new things. So, yeah, here we are, co-host.
Fantastic. I mean, I want to say thank you for actually, considering, to come on the show. We have truly, appreciate, you for that. We could be worthy of your presence on Double9Radio. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you. I mean, we had such a good vibe the last time, and I really, really enjoyed the show. So it was really like a no-brainer. Like, as far as you have good connection with someone, that's what matters. So,
matters, yes.
I'm here.
Fantastic. Okay, so what are we talking about today? I think we have a great, exciting topic we have for our listeners this evening. Can you tell us what we're talking about today, Faye?
So today we're talking about the psychology of dating. So psychology and nonsense of dating.
I know. The psychology
and nonsense.
I mean, when that post first went up today, a lot of people, I got a lot of messages straight into DMs and also on the WhatsApp message of the radio station number asking me, what do you mean by the nonsense of dating? Of course, the nonsense of dating. We're here to actually share that with you. So we're talking about the psychology and the nonsense of dating. As you know, 35 and Social is always about, we talk about mature dating, all the show all the time. So we're bringing a different twist today. Normally we have a guest on the show who shares their dating experience, but we thought, we have the one and only Luther ObaFeyikemi to come on and give us a different perspective on today's show. Okay, so should we start with the psychological part of dating?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're starting with the different, what we mean about the psychology.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's the mindset about dating. The mindset of how you think about dating, what you expect dating to be, and how you look at dating. So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Okay.
And recognizing what you should be looking out for when you're going into the dating world.
Okay, fantastic. So we're trying to do it a balanced way today to give a different perspective. And we want, listeners to also, be part of this show as well. As we always say, is interactive. And, the phone lines are always open. You can send a WhatsApp if you're shy, or you can call in straight via WhatsApp or call direct on the number. The number again is 074-956-36899. Okay, so you said we want to look at the psychology of dating, which is quite important because a lot of people, are in the dating game, but sometimes don't have that mental capacity to understand how to ensure they actually get with the right partner. And, there's always a question I ask on 35 and Social about having multiple dates. some people have answered that question in a way that to say yes, it's good to have, go out with multiple individuals at the same time. And that allows you not to have all your hopes in one place. And other people have answered the question in such a way to say no. It's a bit hard for me to manage everyone. If it's more than one person. So I think different strokes for different folks. But what do you think are some of the reasons? So someone would even, because when you date someone, you want them to fall in love with you. You want them to get to know you, because dating is where you go out and you're trying to get to know that person while they're about.
Exactly.
And in the process, feelings come into play.
Well, I think the first thing to realize is that, when you say dating is first getting to know someone. And that's why, I always say to people, it is okay to, go on multiple dates. I think the reason why people get conflicted is because of, sort of like the sexual part of it.
Yeah.
But if you just look at it as in going on dates, sort of like going for a dinner date, a lunch date, just casual dating, then it makes sense for you to sort of get a hand of, different people first before you choose who you want to settle in, if that's what is for you, if you believe in monogamy. So it really depends, and that's why there's a psychology of it. It's your first mindset. What's your first mindset? Are you looking for a monogamous relationship? Are you looking for a polyamorous relationship? Are you looking for are you looking for multiple? What are you looking for? That's the first thing you have to think about. And then when you get that, then you realize it's easier for you to sort of to navigate the dating world, or the dating terrain, as we'd say.
Yeah, I think you made a very, 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 very valid point there, because that's the psychology behind it, isn't it? The first thing you need to kind of like ensure you come to peace with, or come to terms with, is what are you looking for? Are you looking for a single, one-on-one type of relationship, or you want to be dating multiple people at the same time? Because I think you're right, because if you're not sure about that, it gives you like a confused state and actually go into that dating world or dating minefield.
Yeah. You have to sort out what you're looking for first. There's some people who know that they're not looking for love, that they're just looking for like friendship. Some people know that they're just looking for hookups, so you just want sex, you don't want anything serious. And there's some people who know that they want a serious relationship. So it definitely depends on your first. I mean, before you go out there, you have to be able to say to myself, all right, ObaFeyikemi, what are you looking for? Or, all right, Double9, what am I looking for when I'm going out into the dating world? What am I actually going to look for? Am I looking for a friend? Am I looking for a casual relationship? And then that sort of guides you, when you go out and then you're not confused. I'm always talking about the fact that you have to be transparent with yourself, as well as, whoever you're meeting, to be able to say, look, I'm just casually dating, so I'm going to go as many multiple dates as possible, so then I can find the right match. Because what's the point of, like, if you're not connecting with a person, then, what's the point?
I mean, see, that's really good.
Am I making sense?
You're making amazing sense. I'm actually getting blown away here. What you're saying is actually real, because the first thing, you have to be psychological, or be in a psychology. I'm not even going to go into too much of psychology, but in a good mindset.
You have to be in the right frame of mind.
Yeah, your mind state has to be in where your head is at, because you want to think, okay, I want to go into this to find someone, or am I going into this to have some fun? So
exactly.
Things like, so when we look at things around when you're dating, and you start having feelings for someone, how do you handle that?
Oh yeah.
How do you handle that?
So that's another thing. So like, you're having feelings for someone. What are these feelings? Like you have to sift through that. What are you feeling? Are you feeling, is it just like, a burst of adrenaline? Is it you having like a oxytocin overdose? Like, what is it, just a feel good feeling? Or is it that you actually have spent time with the person? Because it could just be attraction. You could be physically attracted to the person, but then you have to connect with them to know whether you're emotionally connected, or mentally connected with the person. So what are you actually feeling? Wow. Like, we have to ask ourselves, what am I feeling? Am I just feeling it? Am I just feeling it in my needles? Is it just like a physical attraction that I'm having with this person?
Fantastic.
Because I can see someone and be attracted to somebody. So like, oh, he's 6 foot tall, he's got broad shoulders, all the pecs are in the right place. But then I might start talking to the person and I might not feel that attraction anymore.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to say, what exactly are you feeling? And this is 35 and social. So we're all above a certain age, and we should be able to like sift and say, what is it that I'm actually, what is this thing that I'm feeling? Is it just that I've seen a good-looking man, good-looking woman? And then what next?
I mean, you're very right. So if we look at, let's say we kind of break it down into stages and say the 5 stages of, getting into a relationship or getting to know someone. You mentioned a very great point there about the attraction. There's the attraction and romance.
That would be your stage 1. Yes, definitely. Because that's what draws you to a person first. You like what they look like. You see someone, you're like, oh, that person, that's my taste, or that's my, that's something that I'm attracted to. So that's the first thing that draws you in before you actually get to speak to the person.
Yeah.
And then have a conversation with the person. And then you decide from there, okay, do I want to give this person another chance? And so that's all the things, like that's what dating is for.
Yeah, you're right.
Dating is for you to actually sort of like actually begin to, explore. And I think if people saw it more like exactly exploration, like I'm going on a little adventure, and then we can sort of have more fun with dating than to just go into something and automatically be like, yeah, I want to get married, or, I want companionship. I think it's about getting to know a person first and seeing if there is a connection. And then after you connection, then you build on the connection, so whether, even if you know that you just want, sex, if you're dating, then I think that there should still be a connection, right? Before you, jump into bed with someone.
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to go back to that attraction and romance stage. You're very right. The first thing that happens is you see this amazing, Coke bottle lady, or a 6 foot, Coke bottle, a 6 foot, pardon my words there. I'm just gonna find a better word to use there quickly. So but anyway, you have this fantastic gentleman you've seen and you like him. So this attraction is there. Oh my gosh, amazing. So you're in the fantasy phase as well. You're fantasizing about this individual thing. Oh my God, who's this guy? And at that point in time, you're ignoring the flaws. And again, I want to go back to the point you made about what did you actually decide you wanted? Where, where was that, the psychological effect of your mind state to say, what, I actually want to go into dating. What prompted you that you wanted to go into that? So your mental state, what was you looking for? So sometimes if you're going in with no kind of like direction or saying this is what you want, the psychological state of mind is undecided. You're just going to go in there and it's the attraction. Oh my God, this is amazing. Ignoring all the flaws that are from the start. Because all you're focusing on is what do we have in common? I want to spend time with you. I want to engage with you. Do you know what I mean? This fantasy overwhelms you, kind of thing.
Yeah. And then that's where we miss sight of all the signals, that tell you, because you have to look out for the signals. You have to look out for the things where, all right, am I listening? And not just listening with your ears, but listening with your whole body, listening with all your senses. Am I doing the right thing? Is this what I'm really looking for? But that's why it's the first part is very important to know. Look, if this is just for fun, then it doesn't matter. Then I'm just going out for dinner. It doesn't matter what he looks like. Nothing matters. It's just companionship. So we're just doing friendship. But then as you begin to sort of decipher what it is that you're actually looking for, then it actually makes it easier for you to sort of start to sift. All right, okay, so I've done friendship. Now I want something deeper. Right? So now I'm looking for a partner. Now you're going to ask yourself, so now do I just want one partner, or do I want to casually date until I find someone that I can connect with? But I think everyone has to settle within themselves their boundaries, and be transparent about what their boundaries are. So if you know that casual sex is all right for you, then that's fine. Just look after yourself and make up that decision for yourself.
Fantastic.
So
Okay.
you have to decide for yourself what you're ready for.
You're right. So going along the lines of what we just defined about attraction and romance, because like your eyes, your
So
body,
romance.
romance, your body's burning. Oh my gosh, the passion is there. You're just seeing this guy. You're all you're thinking about is Royal
They're all
Rumble.
hot and bothered.
You're not even focusing on anything else. And you don't even want any conflict to happen. You just want to spend a lot of time and just ignore all the flaws. Okay, so it depends on how this stage lasts, because now you're in that dating mood, you're going out, you're having fun. So the psychology of dating is still happening here, because the part of psychology of the dating process you're in now is possibly the undecisive one, or it could be the decisive one. We don't know yet. So now you got to stage
Exactly.
2. You got to stage 2 where the reality sets in. So what
That
happens
is
then?
really true. Yeah. So that by the time you get to the reality stage, then you begin to know what it is that you're looking for. You begin to start sifting out from your Rolodex of dates. Who is more in tune with you? Who do I connect more with? All right, I like Double9 because he's got more conversation. I like David because I like how he opens doors. Okay, I like this person because I like the way he makes me feel. And you start to narrow it down to what you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's when it's different for each person. Each person then decides the parameters of the relationship that they want, right? And then you start to play around a little bit more. You start to, when you start to sort of settle in yourself and realize, okay, now I'm enjoying this dating thing. Actually, I think I want to settle down with one person, or I really want a more serious, committed relationship. Now, you have to make sure that the other person is on the same wavelength.
Very good point. Very good point. Because
you have to make sure.
Yes.
Thank you. You have to make sure that the other person, because that's where a lot of people get into trouble, right? Because they're not listening. They're not trying to figure out what is this other person saying. Is this other person saying that they want to be in a committed relationship, or is this other person saying that they just want casual? You have to be transparent and say, look, all right, I just want sex, or I just want to have a relationship. And then hear what the other person is saying. And then after you hear, you ask again.
Are you sure?
So are you saying, let's be clear, are we seeing multiple people, or are we in a committed relationship? And then whatever the person says, you're going to have to accept it or you walk away.
Yeah.
But I think, for me, and I said it on the last time we spoke, transparency.
100%.
Right?
100%. And I'm sure
you have to be transparent.
You're right. I'm sure we're going to go into more detail with that as well. But I just want to highlight this reality, setting in as well, because the romance stage it's all,
Please, can you say that romance again?
A romance stage is all, in there. It's all fading gradually. But now you start seeing the flaws in this person. You start wondering.
You start seeing the flaws, yeah.
You start wondering, is this the right one? I'm not sure. Should I still, carry on dating? Because at present you haven't decided. Because you went into the battlefield without deciding what you wanted to achieve. You just wanted to go in there.
Exactly. You have to have a game plan. You have to have a game plan. You have to have a game plan.
Exactly. You start wondering, am I in love with this person, or was it just infatuation? What was that? And you start doubting things. Then we have the third stage, because at that, when the reality sets in, because you're thinking to yourself, questioning, because all the flaws you ignored now are not right in your face. It's not like, oh my gosh, okay, really? Does he fart when he's sleeping? Oh my God, he stinks. All those things start coming to your face. Or does
he leave the toilet up, or is he? She's not pressing the toothpaste from the middle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Toothpaste from the middle. She snores when she's sleeping. Oh my God. Do you know what I mean? Or she can't cook because he used to do the cooking before, but he not realize. Oh my God, she can't really cook. So what do I do? Do I make up my mind and say no? But at that point in time, but at earlier stage, it was all the romanticism was happening there. Nobody was looking. But now you get to the disappointment stage. This is like the test stage to make you think, oh my gosh, what are we doing? What do you think at the disappointment stage?
Gosh, so like when you get to the disappointment is this is when you've decided that you're in a relationship with a person, right?
Yeah.
It's when you've gotten into, it's not multiple dating anymore, and it's not like casual dating, but you're in an actual relationship with someone. Of course, you realize that the facade, as I say a lot, people's masks can only last for for a little time.
Yeah.
The mask will begin to drop, and then the real person begins to show, and all the things that you found attractive in the beginning begin to irritate you, and all the things that you were looking at, those biceps that were nice and hard, and begin to flab because he's not exercising, or you realize that the long bone straight that she was wearing is actually a wig, and underneath she has alopecia, or just different things, that the reality starts to settle in. And you start to say to yourself, is this really what I was looking for? Or, in the beginning, everyone's nice and kind and just saying the right things, but then he really begins to show you, the real colors, or she starts to let you know that she's a independent woman who's not. And that's, again, I'm going to go back to, transparency, being who you are. So the right people or the right person that you're looking for will be attracted to you.
Yes.
And that's, like with dating, I think you just have to be, especially when you know what you want. When you know what you want, it's better to just put out the vibes that you're looking for, so that those people on that frequency and that vibe will be attracted to you. But if you go out there with a false identity of what it is that you're looking for, you're just going to keep finding, and that's why some, women, men, they keep complaining about the kind of, relationships that they're having, because they're not coming out and being who they really are. They're putting on, false personas and not showing people their realness. It's never good. And that's what I keep saying about with dating. It's just something that you should be free to be yourself, so that you can have the best experience possible.
Exactly. So there's no.
Because it's an experience. It's an experience.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Because the disappointment stage you just kind of like explain there is almost like a key stage of a relationship.
It's the key stage. Yeah. Because then it allows you to start looking at the red signals and the red flags.
Yes.
And paying attention to them.
Exactly. Because now everything is now up in the air, right in front of you.
Yeah.
There. All the flaws you ignored. All the things you avoid, all the conflicts you avoided not to go into at that point in time, and you not being yourself really, because at that point in time you wanted to avoid any conflict, so you kind of like metamorphosed into a different human being just to ensure that relationship was ongoing. So it's a very
before he begins to manifest.
Yes, because it was something that you put away. So trivial things will start becoming differences between you. But if you manage to go from
stage 3.
So to go beyond stage 3, then you're looking at stability. That if you've navigated the unstable waters of the stage 3, you find yourself at stage 4, where there's much rest and enjoyment, because you are allowed to be yourself. Because again, most people who go into the dating scene can I call it an agenda, or can I call it with a mission? Actually,
it's both actually. With a let's call it a game plan.
A game plan.
A game plan.
Yeah.
Yes, a game plan.
Are able to almost have a high percentage of navigating through stage 3. Because stage 3, because you've been in the game now, okay, you've been yourself, you've had those arguments, you've had the fantasy time, you understand. Because it brings me back to the, one of our guests we had on the show who says that, there was a question I asked that, what's the most important to you, or what kind of questions are acceptable, while you're dating someone. And, the answer she gave was like, no questions are beyond boundaries. You want to be able to ask anything. You should be honest about anything, while you're in a relationship. So I'm thinking, okay, you've not kind of like be someone else. You've been yourself, which is something you highlighted as well. You've been yourself in that relationship. You've been able to express how you feel. You've been able to fart in his face. You've been able to push, put a sit down or lift it up, whatever. So you navigated through those hard times. But you get to stage 4. But in stage 4, does that mean this is it? Does that mean, can anything else happen?
Well, I mean, so when you're in stage 3, in the disappointment stage, right? That's when you get to make choices. That's when you decide whether you want to go into stage 4, where it's where there's stability, or whether you want to go out. That's the time that I tell you, that's the time where I feel it's time to bow out. Now, if you continue, if you go through all those stages where you feel, all right, okay, I can handle this, I can deal with this, I can do this, I can do this.
You can do it.
And then you decide, I can do it, and then you go into the stability phase. This is where you both start to settle into, the routine, settle into the romance. This is where you start to deepen, your attraction, your, the romantic side. This is where you start to go into a more kind of like, it's a more settled stage where you're both more comfortable, you're more familiar with each other. This is where you begin to set your boundaries. This is where you begin to, well, not set, because you've set them, you should have set them from the beginning. But this is where you begin to establish your boundaries. Because at this stage, you've decided that you and I, okay, we can work, right? Yeah. You and I, this is something that we want to make more long-term, and this is something that we want to, transition to stage 5, into commitment. But for now, in this settling stage, you're both sort of like, sort of establishing all the things that that you went through in stage 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
And that's where settling in. It's like, when you get a nice new pair of shoes, you first look at the shoes, you admire it, you look into it, and then you start to settle into the shoes and get comfortable with your shoes. And then you begin to get confidence wearing them. It's the same as, as the dating and the relationship.
You're right. Although,
you get to the point where you start to,
Although you might feel a bit bored, during this stability stage.
Well, with this,
so
okay.
It does happen.
So now that's a different. That's part of the nonsense. Now I'm sure we're going to come to that.
We'll come to that. Look at me jumping the gun already. He's excited.
The Jabajantis is for later.
So
the nonsense
is
for later.
So they've navigated through 1, 2, 3, and their stability. So 5.
Yeah.
Commitment.
5. So commitment is different for different people, right? So you can get into committed relationship, you can get into a marriage, you can get into the different forms of commitment for you, where you're saying you are mine and I'm yours, and this is what we're doing, or we're ours. If you're in a polyamorous relationship, if you're in polygamy, if you're in all the different kinds of relationships. But this is where you actually say, this is our unit. This is us. This is who we are. We're together. We're committed to each other. This is the status of our relationship, and you actually put a name to it. That's when you get into the commitment stage of the relationship.
Yeah, where you say, that's my man, that's my woman.
That's my guy, that's my girl.
That's my bae,
these are my people.
It's my peoples.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's when you get into the commitment. Stage of it.
Okay, so just to do a quick recap, stage 1 we define that as attraction and the romantic stage as well. Then number 2, the reality sets in, because the fantasy season is over. It's like, oh my gosh, okay, you've eaten all the ogbono and the sugar cane, and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, okay, is this still it? Because fantasy has disappeared. All the Royal Rumble has been explored as well.
This is where you know that the shirt is not tucked in properly. He doesn't, not cleaning his fingernails properly. That's
you get to the stage of disappointment. You think to yourself, oh my God, what have I got myself into? Is this it? Because you know what I mean? Start questioning yourself. Little things start getting a bit angry. But if you're able to navigate from stage 3, then you successfully land on stage 4, which is the stability stage, where there's more a bit of like, okay, I know who you are, you know who I am, and what are we doing? Are we trying to stabilize this and, be exclusive, or are we still going to be polygamous, or go on?
Polyamorous.
Or polyamorous in a way. So polygamy is when you're married. Apologies on that one. So but are you going to go into stage 5 to say you have to have that commitment, and you start having bae goals,
establishing
having this my bae, that's my girlfriend, and things like that. So I mean, those are the stages we think that could be looked at as the stage of building a good relationship when you're dating. But now I want to look at what are the psychological reasons someone might fall for you or fall in love with you. I mean, it's quite surprising, because I kind of like, did a research. I mean, we talked about this as well. And I thought to myself, really? I mean, the first one that came up is if you play hard to get.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
Yeah. Woo. Okay, so as I said, because like it's 35 on social, I don't understand. So, all right, okay, it's very different for everyone. I understand the fact that men are hunters, and you have to keep up the. I think you make things interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in playing games. I don't believe in like manipulation. But I think you need to keep yourself interesting, and you have to keep the person on their toes. So, switching it up, making sure you're constantly interesting, like to pique the person's interest, But then that's for women. So like for a man has to do his part, because it's not just going to fall all on the woman. No, we don't have that. It's both sides. Both sides have to look at what is it that, what is it that I can offer to this person, as a person, as a human being. What do I bring? I don't like say bring to the table, but what do I offer to this person? How can I keep this exciting? What can I do to keep her scintillated and tactilized? Scintillated and tactilized.
Yeah.
Keep the fire. Oh, bless you. How can I keep the fire burning? Like, how can I keep, those flames of passion ignited? And it's on both parts. Like, both parties have to work at it. And I think most of the time, because it falls to one person, but each person, if there's general interest, if there's real kind of like, we're hot for each other, we have to find ways to keep each other excited, try and keep each other sort of like, all right, what am I going to do today to, if you're both looking at what you can do to make the other person happy, that's where you're going to have real excitement, and no one falls into like, anyway, we'll get to the Jabba Jansis later, but like...
Another reason that was stated in that research was also if you display the right facial expressions. This could make someone actually fall in love with you because maybe you're always smiling, you're always winking, you have that sexy look. I don't know.
Well, I mean, all those things I think are superficial because they only last for so long. Like, am I going to be winking and winking and for the whole? I mean, it's not possible. But there is there's flirting. Making sure that you're constantly flirting with the person and making sure that you show that you're physically attracted to the person and that that they turn you on or that they excite you. I think that's a turn on for everyone. So if a man is showing a woman that he's excited by her, he's interested in her, he constantly loves to hear how she is, what she's doing. I mean, it doesn't mean that you don't have your separate lives. You must do, but it's just knowing that you burn. Oh, I'm going into Bridgerton talk. Oh, help me, Lord, help me. That you burn for each other. You have to burn for each other.
Let the fire burn.
Burn.
Okay, another thing I was stated as well. If you look similar enough to the current or last partner, could make you want
I don't know about that. Double9.
You don't know about that.
It depends.
Do you know what I mean? Because like sometimes, I think this can be quite true. Because especially if a man or woman have been really into the last partner or the ex, they might want to find some kind of replacement or something. I think maybe there's going to be some.
That is very odd.
We're talking about psychology here. We're talking about the mind.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
That imprint of what they look like doesn't necessarily mean actually the person's going to behave in the same way, but they just want to fill that space.
Well, true. God, and people are known to look for the same kind of characteristics sometimes. Yeah. And it's not even conscious sometimes.
No, exactly. It's not even conscious. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Another thing was if you use a lot of hand gestures, filling up
to show interest.
Filling up your space. Yeah. The physical space around with hand gestures kind of thing, engaging more kind of thing. I don't know. I think that's a way to get someone's attention. And also, if you're really, really similar to them, does that work? I thought it was opposite attract.
I mean, so you have to... I think the interesting part is that people generally tend to fall for people who have similar interests or similar, tastes or things that they can, like a common ground. So even if it's one or two things, I think it is important to have common ground.
Yeah.
Like there has to be something that we're able to talk about and agree on, because if not, then you'll just constantly be like, jamming heads and things. But you have to have like a common ground, a common interest,
Yeah.
So there has to be something that, what is it about me that you like? So maybe if a guy is into like, okay, let me just use myself an example. Like I'm into like spirituality and I like to talk about astrology and, books on things like that. Then if someone has that same kind of interest, oh, definitely, but imagine if you like these certain things and then your partner hates everything you like. That is grounds for
of course,
fighting.
Conflict, isn't it? Okay, if you carry on.
Unless you both are mature enough to have totally different personalities and likes, and still know that there is an interest in other areas, or you're both generally interested in learning about the other person, then it could work.
It could.
Again, it's based on the individuals.
It is. Okay. Another thing that was stated is if you respond to their bids for attention and they do the same for you. So, you respond to attention and you're doing the same. Yes, because everyone wants attention, isn't it? Everyone wants to be, everyone wants to feel loved, as well. And I actually like
I send you a text message and you respond. Or if I send you a text message and you don't respond, we're going to have a problem right there.
Exactly. This one, I actually agree with it 100% if you smell right. I think that's very important.
I think smell
it's a psychological thing, isn't it? It's a psychological thing.
Yes, because our senses, because we work on our smell, our taste, our touch. We want all our senses to be stimulated especially in relationships that are intimate. And for me, someone who is really into intuitive things, a smell is especially important. I love how a man smells. I love the muskiness of men, not the smelliness of musky.
Yeah, not the
just different things.
Yeah, not the BOs and stuff.
Not the BO, please, not the BO. Yeah, the smell has to be on point because we have pheromones.
Yes.
And that's what it's even like animals.
Yes.
We release certain pheromones when you're excited by someone.
Yeah, those
so it's not
hormones
something
are
that you can exactly. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
And
this ceremonies you described, some of them actually are used in some of this very expensive
perfume. They do. They do mimic them exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
You're right.
Very true. Very true.
Another thing that was mentioned is if you look like the opposite sex parents, meaning that if you look maybe like the mom or if you look like the dad, it's a psychological thing. Remember, it's like
it is a psychological thing.
And it's on. It's not something you plan. It's just, oh my God, they kind of look like, do you know what I mean? So that gives you, that on my drawing towards them as well. And also, this one, I don't know. It says, if you take care of a dog, I have, you know what? I have had instances of guys who've seen a lady they like, because she owned a dog, they actually went to get a dog.
Okay,
I went into the park so they could strike a conversation.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Let me tell you why. So the psychology of owning animals means that you're a caretaker. So if you're able to successfully own a dog, an animal, a plant, and you don't kill it, it means that you have a capacity to be able to love, you have a capacity to be able to care. And most people, people are more trusting of people who own certain types of animals. Like if you own a snake, I think you're on your own. No. Especially with us black people, we have too many things, sort of around that. But, other people, like a dog just shows that you're trusting and, you're caring and that you must have love to give, because dogs need a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So if you're able to look after a dog, if you're a cat, that's why people are like, if you're a cat owner, it means that you're an independent and sometimes a loner, because cats don't need you, so it means anyone who can look after a cat means that they want something that is independent. Right? They want something that can just go off on its own. So cat owners normally like other cat owners because it means that they like space.
Yes.
Most cat owners like space. They don't want to constantly have something that is always wanting attention. But a dog owner knows that you have to walk your dog every single morning. You have to take them out to the toilet. You constantly have to be available for that dog. So if you're a dog owner, it means that you have a huge capacity to be able to love. That is the science. I don't know whether it works all the time, but that's the science.
Okay. Another one was that if you're equally or less good looking compared to them, I actually found this funny. It's almost
if you're lesser looking.
Yes. No. If you're equally, less looking, If you're equally or less good looking compared to the other person, I found this quite funny. So in a way, it's like you're not trying to, go over your, what should I say? Your how do you say it? Over your range, I just say.
You're not batting outside your batting average.
Yeah, you're calling your coat according to your size. You're not going for like a Beyonce when you're like but look at it, but if you have money, anything can happen. Look at, I don't start saying
I was just about to make that point. Forget that. It doesn't work all the time. I mean, it could be. I mean, that one is iffy. I'm not quite sure about that one.
It is.
Okay, that's the first one I've had a doubt about. I'm not really sure about that one.
Yeah, I was looking at that as well. I thought to myself, nah, really,
Hello?
Okay, now let's look at some modern, dating languages, out there, because people who possibly not been in the dating game so long or new to the dating game, some words can be said to you, and you'll be like, what does that mean? For instance.
Oh, yes, please, let's talk about them.
We talk about ghosting.
Oh, come on.
It's like
the language of the modern man.
Exactly. I'm like, why am I agreeing to you? No, I'm not agreeing to that. I don't know. Why is it a modern man?
The language of the modern man is ghosting.
The women do it as well.
More the language of the modern man.
That's essentially disappearing from the life of someone you've been dating. Just
without reason.
Without reason. Keyword disappear. Boom, done. Evaporates.
Evaporate, abracadabra.
Abracadabra. Actually, did you hear the track I played earlier? Abracadabra by Davido.
Davido.
Yeah, it was actually saying some things there that abracadabra cannot cause a pregnancy. So if guy's vanished, all those things.
If the guy has ghosted you, you are pregnant on your own.
You know what I mean? So ghosting is something, yes, watch for. You need to watch about. Swiping left, man swipe left, the lady just swipe left.
What man them swipe left, yeah, just like keep it moving, keep it moving.
Dismissing someone as a romantic opportunity in less time to take it, less time it takes someone to sneeze.
To the left.
To the left. It's like swiping left, mate. Nah, thank you. Moving. Bye.
Keep it moving.
Then we have cookie jarring. This is bad.
That cookie jarring one, that is the highest level of wickedness.
Keeping someone as a backup in case it does not work out with your current partner.
You need to explain to people what that cookie jarring is like. You're a backup, it's just in case. I just keep you here. Just wait. Just be part of the jar.
Do you know what I mean? If you ever see your name stored on your partner's phone as Cookie or Cookie J or something, just know your backup plan.
Biscuit.
So the guy can tell you no because you're delicious. That's why I thought I'll put your name as Biscuit. Say Stella Cookie. Mate, your backup plan in case he does.
I like cookie.
Yeah, cookie. Do you know what I mean? I like cookie. Or saying or Cookie J. It just means that your backup plan.
There's no Fifi J. No Fifi J there. Please, they shouldn't put anything. They just put it as just in case.
Yeah, just
in case.
Exactly, just in case.
Yeah, that's your spare tire.
Yeah, spare tire, just ink. J ink.
I can't lie though. When I was younger, I used to cookie jar.
Blimey, look at that. It's coming out. It's coming out now.
There was always someone back. There was always a backup.
There was always a backup
just
plan.
in case you mess up. Just now, and we don't play that. But as we're old, we're grown. I don't have time for that. No. Don't cookie jar anybody.
No cookie jar. Okay, another one is orbiting.
Yeah. You know that one well.
When somebody's not quite part of your life, but make sure they keep themselves relevant to you by popping up on social media, for example. All of them ones that say, "Hey, how you doing? It's been a minute, you know. What's happening? How you been?" they just pop up out of anywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Let me give you a visual. Yeah. So what it is, it's like the sun, right? And then when they're orbiting, they're like the moon. They just go around you. Yeah. They're not coming close. They just keep on circling. They're smelling. Do you know what they're smelling for? They're smelling for blood. They want to know. They want to know when you are vulnerable. When you're vulnerable, they enter inside your orbit.
How you been? You know, it's been a minute. You know, wow, I'm good. You know? And if you fall in, say,
that's it. It's over.
You know, fall in and just share something like, "Oh man, I'm going through this. Oh my gosh, really? Oh, can I call you then? Boom, done.
Vampire mode activated.
Vampire mode activated. You know, so that's orbiting mode. Then you have the breadcrumbing. I think sending sporadic but non-committal messages as a way of keeping a dating prospect on hold. So when am I going to see you? Man, you sure? Yeah. I have to go away for work, yeah? But I should be back. I should be back next
Double9. Wait, let me. You sound very professional in this breadcrumbing of the thing.
This is just quite professional.
Really? I'm wondering.
I've heard a lot of.
Are you a breadcrumber?
No, I've heard a lot of conversations with potential breadcrumbers on this show.
With breadcrumbers. I know many breadcrumbers. I wish I could call them out. They're breadcrumbers. They'll just be dropping the bread.
Just drop it. Because, oh my God, it's really bad.
There needs to be a jail sentence for breadcrumbing.
Is it really? But females, I think that the females perfected the game of breadcrumbing. You know, they would, you know, to keep the man on. You know, babe, yeah, can we go out? Yeah, you take them out. Okay, what am I going to see? I'm not even sure. You know, my sister's coming around. You know, oh my God, I need to do my hair. I need to do my nails.
Oh my goodness.
And the guy
they prey on your hope, right?
Exactly. And the guy is all happy. Like, oh my God, she's telling me what she's doing. But mate, you're being breadcrumbed, blood. Wake up. Okay.
Oh my God.
So I think
so I'm getting messages from people saying that yes, we know breadcrumbers. We know them. We know them well. We have many breadcrumbers around us.
Okay. So we talk about benching. This is similar to breadcrumbing or cookie jarring, keeping someone on the sideline until further notice. These are the ones that, these are the ones you don't hear from them like maybe 6 months, 7 months, but because like they know, he or she knows that man.
They keep it on the back bench.
You know, he or she knows that this one I got him in it or I got her in it. Like 6 months down the line, you say, hey, what you do? What you say? Do you want to go out? Like, and that person's gonna say, and they're gonna say yes.
Double9. Someone said, which one is benching again? No?
You know, benching. I'll explain it again. Breadcrumbing and cookie is similar to breadcrumbing and cookie jarring, but on a different level. They leave you on a bench. You know, you're bench warming just in case.
Bench. You got it. Bench warmers. Yes, football. That's the reference.
You know,
football. They put you. What's it called? Spare. What they call it in football?
Yeah, the substitutes.
You are the substitutes.
You know, sometimes the substitutes never get used. You know, they're just there.
You just be there.
Sometimes the coach will call him out and say, go warm up yourself, but he's not coming on. It's just used to kind of warm the players on the field. To say, look, we can take it off. You know, so that's benching. Amazing, you know. So, I mean, I'll do a quick recap again. So, we have ghosting, when there's disappearing or vanishing acts, swiping left when someone is being dismissed, and cookie jarring, your backup plan. You know, orbiting is they're not quite part of your life, but they keep orbiting around and making themselves relevant, and you know, by popping up in different forms and different ways, or meet you at a party and say, oh my God, hey, how you been? I tried to call you the other day. Lies. Yeah,
blatant lies.
Breadcrumbing. You know, sending you sporadic, non-committal messages as a way of keeping a dating prospect on hold, just in case again. And benching, I think this is the worst one. You know, keeping you.
I think benching is the worst.
Keep you on the sideline. You know, and that part as well. You know, they keep you on the sideline as well, and they call you for substitution. They come round and do some Royal Rumble tactics with you, and ghost you again. You know, do you know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, you need to beware of all this we've just talked about this evening. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go for a short break now and come back and delve even more into
nonsense.
Into the nonsense. I know a lot of people want to know about what did these people mean about this nonsense in dating. So what you need to do is just...
Double9, can I ask you a favor?
Please.
Do you have any old school songs?
Old school songs?
Yes, there's a particular song by... Do you remember the Tribesmen?
Yes, the Tribesmen.
They're called Plenty Nonsense.
Plenty Nonsense.
I think that's the song you need to play.
Okay, I think we'll play that hopefully before the end of the show as well. Because
No worries.
we need to search our archives
No
for that one. But ladies and gentlemen, stay locked on, stay locked in. Is our fantastic co-host today, Luther ObaFeyikemi. You know, trust me, you don't want to miss the other side of this show. We're going to be talking about the nonsense regards the dating scene. Stay locked on, stay locked in. It's your host, Double9, with your fantastic co-host, ObaFeyikemi, on 35 and Social.
Yes.
Hello, welcome back to Double9Radio. It's 19/13/16/01/2021. We have the amazing Luther ObaFeyikemi on the 35 and Social as a co-host today with your one and only Double9Radio. Double9, I should say. I was going to say Double9Radio there. On Double9Radio. As well. See the excitement that I've been having. I hope you guys are having a great time on the show. I bet I am as well. So we've been talking about the psychology and nonsense of dating. You know, we talked about the different stages of, you know, a relationship, the 5 stages in a relationship: attraction, romance, when the reality sets in, the disappointment, the stability, and the commitment as well. Also, we also touched on, I'm sure a lot of people got excited when we did that as well, which was the dating language, the new dating language. We talked about the ghosting, we talked about swiping left, the cookie jarring, the orbiting, the breadcrumbing, and the worst of them all,
benching.
And the benching as well. You know, I hope you not experienced any of this, but if you have, it's an experience you can share with your great-grandchildren and say, listen, mate, you know, ghosting does happen, or benching, which is the worst of them all. ObaFeyikemi, welcome back to the show. Yes. I hope you're having a great time as well.
I am having an absolutely fantastic time. Thank you.
Fantastic, great. Okay, so now we want to go into that, should I say, much more, should I say the important things about dating, the nonsense of dating. I mean, but I think the first question I'll put forward is, you know, in dating, should we maybe define what is nonsense? Should we define what nonsense is?
So you see, in this particular part, I only have my Nigerian mannerisms to help me here. So we're talking about the jagbajantis, the rubbish, the nonsenses, the rubbish, the foolery,
Actually, that was quite close, because nonsense is described as foolish or unacceptable behavior, spoken or written words that have no meaning or make no sense. So foolery is a summary of that definition.
That's it. It's the foolishness. It's the unnecessary things in dating.
Okay, now let's talk about this. Right. I want to put this question forward. You know, the question is, why would you or anyone choose to be with someone who they're not excited? Who's not excited about that?
I wish we could have callers. The callers calling in. They need to call in. So that we can ask them, why would you date somebody who is not feeling hot for you? Like, really, why? It's a question. You need to ask that question.
I know we need to ask that question.
Would you be able to answer it?
I mean, I can't answer that question. Why
would you date someone?
You know, again, the phone lines are open. I can see some people already sending in text messages of questions. I will ask the questions, you know, for the end of the show. You know, the number is 074 956 36899. As I mentioned earlier as well, you can call us on WhatsApp as well if you think, you know, your credit is going to vanish. We are available on WhatsApp calls. So the question is, why would anyone date someone who's not excited?
I've gotten some answers.
There you go. They should be send it to the station number.
Let me send. Give me the station number again.
It's 074 956 36899.
899, yeah.
That's 074
956 899.
No, 074 956 36899.
36. All right. 368. But I got you. Okay.
You know,
my number. So one of the reasons was because when the sex is on point, people can stay with people. that was the first. That was the first answer that I got.
I mean, I'll let you carry on that one. I don't know what your take is on that.
So like people have different reasons for things, but I know that for many men and many women, they're ready to overlook many things if the sexual department is working well. They're able to. I know people who have stayed in marriages, who've stayed in relationships that are not good for them because the sex is good. Good sex is not something that people play with. So, yeah.
But it's part of the nonsense, isn't it? Because what develops from that is you now have a sense of attachment to this person.
Well, yeah.
You know,
I mean, this sense of attachment, let's break it down.
Okay.
Let's break it down. So the attachments are like when you form an unnecessary attachment to someone, right?
Yes.
Before you know how they feel about you.
Exactly, yes.
Exactly. When you haven't yet established what you are to each other yet, but you just feel like, you like this person and you haven't actually heard anything from the other person about how they feel about you. This is forming an attachment that is not based on love. It's just based on maybe a neediness or based on insecurity. There are many things that make people form attachments that are
unhealthy.
What's the word? Unrequited.
Yeah.
That means that it's not reciprocated. It's just one side.
It's just one-sided. Yeah. Again, the example or the answer you got from that person who says the sex is on point. Yes, we understand that, but the thing is just going to result in you having some sort of attachment, which is not love. Because you're not understanding. There's no communication. No communication has happened to establish, or you're actually worried about having that conversation. Because when you have that conversation, that's it. That thing you're hooked on is going to go. Then you know
exactly.
Then you have this sense of entitlement. Again, remember we're staying within the psychology and the nonsense of dating as well, because it gives you the entitlement of like, yes, you're entitled to this person. This person is giving you this good thing. You're feeling it like really nice. That means that they must be feeling the same way as well. But you might just be a benchmark.
You might be a benchwarmer, Abby.
You might be a benchwarmer. Benchmark. You might be a big breadcrumb.
You might be. Well, I mean, look. The thing is that this is why I will continue to stress why you need to keep on establishing your boundaries, establishing what it is that you are looking for. Look, part of the nonsense the real nonsense is the dishonesty. Like when we're not honest with ourselves, and when we're not honest with the people that we're with. That is like the baseline for the nonsenses. That's where the nonsenses stem from.
You're right.
Because once you decide that there's no honesty, nonsenses begin. All the rubbish starts. People are not being forthright with each other. People are just, all these things that we've just listed here. That's why people are gaslighting you. People are putting you on bench, they're breadcrumbing you. They're doing all sorts of rubbish because you haven't put in parameters. You haven't established, what it is that you're looking for. You're not even sure what you're looking for yourself.
I love the point you're making there. And there's this watchword you always say, which is something you're actually talking about recently, one of your retreats you're actually planning. And the watchword for that thing was like, reply, hell yeah. That, yes, you want to be part of this. And it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there are things out there that says, you should have the sense of hell yeah or no, this is not tangible to my dating life.
Exactly.
Exactly. Regardless of whether you're being excited by the sex or being excited by some other thing, is it healthy for you? Do you want to be strung along by people who aren't into you? Because the question here is, why would you be so into someone who is not excited about you? You should.
If the person is exactly, if the person is not excited, I don't even like. So good sex for me. Let's say that's what. If good sex is just you enjoying the person and the person is not enjoying you. How good could it be, right? And also, if you're with someone who is not excited by you, is not happy to see you, then it means that it's just a one-sided feeling.
It is.
Now that's not a relationship. That's transactional.
It is. It's
just a transaction.
It is. Because
you've made a physical transaction.
Yeah, a physical transaction where the exchange was your emotions.
In fact, you got it. That's it. All in one. That's it.
All in one.
The transaction for your body was emotions. Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, no longer being strung along by people. So these are the things. You need to have this law. This is the law. We're talking about here. The hell yeah or no. If this is not part of what you're doing in dating, I don't think you're doing the right thing. No longer. Don't be strung along by people who aren't into you. You would know. No one needs to tell you that. Don't pursue people.
Exactly.
You're with them because of ego, and this happens a lot. It happens a lot, especially when there's social media. You want to take a picture with this guy so they know that yes, this is your guy. This is
we're together.
Yeah, we're together. Or you want to take a picture with this girl because yes, you're spending money on her, but you're like a breadcrumb. To her.
I really feel that these terms, they're all part of the nonsenses.
They are.
Yeah, they're all part of the nonsenses, and it's all part of back again to the point of not knowing what it is that you're looking for, and not being honest enough to voice what you're looking for. Again, we're going to say what's on 35 and social. People are mature. It's mature dating, so you should be able to just say, you know what, right now, what I'm looking for is a platonic relationship, or what I'm looking for is a physical relationship, or right now what I'm looking for is an emotional relationship, and give the person the opportunity to say, you know what, all I'm looking for is like a physical relationship, or I'm looking for is an let the person be able to say, and then for sure, right? And then it gives you the chance to be able to say, hell no, this is not for me, or to say, hell yeah, this is for me.
Yeah.
It's important to set grounds for anyone right now in this stage of your life. If you want to go out dating, you must know what it is that you're looking for. I am so impressed by people who can just say, you know what, I just want to hook up. That's all I want. I'm not interested in love right now. All I just want is to hook up, and to be able to own that truth is cool. And then for someone who says, you know what, all I'm looking for is marriage right now, that's cool. Just know where you want to be. Know where you want to be.
It's very important. And I love the way you've actually put that across there. It's very important. It goes back to knowing what you want from the inception. Where's your mind state at? Where's your psychological being, at? Where's that thought process at? What are you going in there for? Are you going there to hunt? Are you going there to find the one? Are you just going in there blindly? So you need to decide what you want. Again, things of hell yeah or hell no. Don't be strung along about who's not excited or into you. Don't pursue people just because you want to have some ego. Saying like,
or just because you just want to say you're with someone.
Yeah,
not important. Not yeah.
Yeah, I'm with someone because, or I have a boyfriend, or because your friend says, I'm getting engaged. Or you feel the pressure. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go find anyone. And put them and say, yes, oh my God, my babe proposed to me as well. Oh my God. That kind of craziness, and there's consent. The consent issues are resolved instantly. And what do we mean by that? Things around you.
I didn't hear the last part.
No, consent. Consent.
Okay, yeah, consent. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, or consent. Issues are resolved instantly, or instantly resolved. Someone is playing games with you and you're pressuring them to do something that they're unsure about. Do you know what I mean? And they say, no, I don't really want to post your picture on my social media,
Yes.
I don't want you to post my picture on your social media. You're trying to get that consent before you actually do. I'm just giving an example, and
yes.
because they say no, you'd be like, okay, fine, so that's all right. Because, if you insist, the truth will come out. The truth of what exactly the situation is will come out.
Yeah, because people don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah.
A lot of times people People are not interested in hearing the truth. They want what suits them. So they're not confident enough to ask the questions because they're afraid of what they're going to hear. But I keep on saying that it's better for you to know the truth so you can meet someone else. Instead of allowing yourself to be, strung along, instead of allowing yourself to be breadcrumbed, instead of allowing yourself to be, I hate saying the word bench because it means something different to Nigerians, but
in this context, we're talking about the
different context. Do not allow yourself to be put on a bench, not allow yourself to be orbited, all those things. It's just simple enough to be straightforward and to say, you know what, this is what I'm looking for. And if you're not down for that, then keep it moving.
Enforce strong personal boundaries. Establish those boundaries and enforce them.
Exactly. That's the most important thing. To just say, you know what, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a serious relationship. Or I'm looking for, I'm just looking for fun. And to just be able to own your truth.
Exactly. Own your truth. And don't be a drama queen. Don't bring any...
king.
Yeah, drama king, drama queen. I almost said something there. I just had to hold myself back on there.
You have to hold yourself back.
Hold my tongue back, They're very important.
Oh my goodness gracious me. Let's not bring anything... Yeah, no drama.
No drama.
No more drama. No drama.
We don't like drama. Always know where you stand with the other person as well. I think that's very important.
Exactly.
You have to know where you stand. Because if you just have this assumption in your head, oh my gosh, yes, it's cool, it's all right. You might just...
Transparency.
You might just wake up one day and ghosting has happened. The person has vanished. Boom. You'd be like... No, then you now face the reality of, okay, maybe I knew this, as well. Okay, let's talk about something. Yeah, let's talk about all the things around the nonsense side of dating. When there's lack of communication, which is still what we're still referring to now, but in more detail. So lack of communication is in a context of dating.
Yeah.
You guys have not actually talked about what you are. You just show up to his yard or his place, have a wrestling match,
just assuming,
stay there for a bit, cook for him, he eats. It's like, so yeah, do you want me to drop you home now? Are you ready? All right, and it's like, yeah, okay then. And you drop.
I don't know where you're getting all these examples from. I don't know what kind of. I don't know what kind of 35 and over dating that is. Yeah, Double9.
No,
I'm looking at you with a different eye.
No, because listen, when I speak to there's some guests I've spoken to come on the show, and they'll say to me, I'm at my man's house. He's just going to drop me off later on. Then I think to myself, but you're coming on 35 and social. What do you mean your man's house? Like, what's happening there? What are we talking about here? You're telling me you're single. You just told me your man's because
because you're single. Yeah, because that means that they're not in a committed relationship.
Okay,
are you not understanding?
Look, maybe the guy doesn't know. Maybe the guy doesn't know. Maybe that's why they can't take the call in the house.
So unless somebody is married,
new dimension.
Everyone is single.
New dimension, but communication is important as well to let you know what it is. Because
but unless you're in a stated committed relationship, let me not say marriage. Unless you're in a partnership that you have said that this is a committed partnership. So unless the person has said, if maybe the person they're having like a open relationship or they're still dating, because if we're talking about dating, dating is so very varied. So you have to decide. You can be at your man's house and you can still be seeing someone else because you're just dating.
Communication. Or the man.
What did you say?
Or the man could be seeing someone else. The man could have a rota.
Exactly, but that's what I'm talking about. Honesty and transparency.
Yeah, and so
I'm seeing other people.
Yeah, and say, you know what? Yeah, let me drop you home now. Yeah, okay, because like man's got to go in it, and she's like, okay, I'm good, but assuming that she's the only one, because no communication has been shared. So important. Communication is key.
Yeah, because people can be easily misled if we're not communicating properly.
Yeah. And
yeah,
yeah, right. And that person, I just remember something. The person that actually sent you that message that said sex was good. that's a level. That's some type of infatuation, isn't it? Because of.
Well, I mean, I think also, that there are people where it's mutually agreed sex that is good, right?
Okay.
Now, if people have already decided that that's what they want from a relationship,
as long as it's communicated, yes.
As far as they communicated, I don't think you can call it. It can just be that they agreed that this is just a I don't know, friends, but this is just a physical relationship, right? We're not looking at getting into a committed relationship with each other. But for right now, we're
not looking at those 5 stages. We're just at stage 2.
Yeah, we're not looking at the 5 exactly. You're not looking at the 5 stages. We're just exploring.
Yeah. We're staying at stage 2.
And that is a form of dating on its own. That is a different, that's why I'm saying that you have to just be Double9. There's no way that you can't have this mature dating conversation without transparency should have been number 1.
Next key. Okay.
In that stage
I will put my hands up there and I will agree with you. Yes, transparency is key.
Yeah.
Because transparency leads to communication. Yes.
Thank you. So, all the nonsense would not happen if there's transparency and everyone stuck to their part of the agreement. If I meet you and we say that this is a platonic relationship with sex involved, right?
Yeah.
And then you start catching feelings, I can't be held responsible for you catching feelings because you knew from the start. Exactly. What I was looking for, unless I decide that I want to catch feelings with you as well. But you can't hold.
You couldn't have said it any better. That transparency is very key, because that's when it brings drama. Because when the person has been transparent with you and there's communication, and you go into some drama mode, you only have yourself to blame.
You only have yourself, and that's the truth. And that's why transparency is very important, because then for anyone, man, woman, it's important to set those rules, because then you can't, then no one's going to gaslight you. No one's going to, if someone starts ghosting you or whatever, then that person is immature, they're childish, they're not ready for, what they stated. And then you actually have a ground, to say, you know what, but this is what we said. But if from the beginning, you're not kind of, you're not open with what you're looking for, then you can't hold anyone responsible. And then there can be all the rubbish, because you haven't made your stance clear. You haven't said, this is what I want, or this is what I want to do. So you can't blame, anyone if things don't work out the way you wanted, because you were not clear about what you were looking for. Very simple.
Very simple.
So it's just transparency. In fact, transparency should be the only rule in everything. It's just be one rule. Transparency.
Fantastic. Okay, let's quickly go into the questions, because time is fast approaching. I'm having such a great time on the show. I'll ask, quite a number of questions, but I'm just going to pick out some questions because we've already answered some of these questions already. So we have Tammy from Brighton says, what's the most important thing to you regards being in a relationship?
What's the most important thing? Is that are we both answering this?
I think it's an open question. We can answer it. Yes.
The most important thing, I've said transparency.
Yeah.
Being honest. Being honest.
Yeah. Transparency, actually, you're right, because it just saves a lot of headache, innit?
It's the basis, it's the foundation, it's the building. Once you have transparency in any way, everything else can be built upon that. You can have a great relationship as far as you're both being honest, you're communicating with each other. So transparency and communication, when you have open lines of communication and you're being honest with one another, you can build any relationship to your own specifications, and the two of you are agreeing. No one else is involved. If you decide to have 3-4 people in your relationship, as far as the two of you have agreed what you want to do, if you just want it to be two of you, whatever dimension it takes, as far as you're both honest and you're communicating, it's cool.
Okay. This question is going to seem a bit close to home, but it's not. He says, I have dated this girl. There's no name. I'm assuming it's a guy. I have dated this girl in the past, but I believe I wasn't transparent enough. But she still wants me back. What do I do?
Well, I think the person has to search themselves and decide. If someone wants you back, you have to decide, do you want the person back? If you want the person back, then if you don't want the person back, then you just have to let the person know they're not interested. Don't become a breadcrumber or a bencher or an orbiter. Be honest. Just be honest. Just be like, you know what, I'm not ready for this. Or if you are feeling her as well, then just this time come correct. Be honest and let the person know what you want and state your terms, openly and plainly. The only thing that anyone can say to you is no or yes, and that's it.
Exactly. It's either no or yes, and it saves you a lot of headache as well.
It saves, a lot of headache
as well. Fantastic. I mean, I've had a great time on the show today. I mean, what advice would you give to all the single, ladies and gentlemen out there, listening to this show right now?
I'm sure by the time I'm done, everyone's going to know what I stand for. But I just feel that, just be honest about what you want. Be adventurous. Be bold. This life, especially in this times we're in right now, like, we don't know what tomorrow holds, right? Yes. You have to go with what you feel. Be honest, communicate, and be bold. Especially in mature dating. I think we've done the games, we've done the messing about. And if someone is not ready to meet you where you are, then keep it moving. Keep it moving. Don't settle for less because you feel that you won't find better. I've met people who've had, 3 to 4, it's just the way that it's about how you view yourself. If you're confident with yourself, then you'll know that someone else is going to come along. It's actually okay to be single. Enjoy your single life. Enjoy it. Do all the things that you've always wanted to do. Experience, explore, challenge yourself. Is this what I really believe? Test around, play about. Just have fun with you. Have fun with yourself first of all, and then you'll know what it is that you're looking for in a relationship and what you're looking for in dating, and then just go.
Wow.
We don't have time for dilly-dallying and, just messing about. Just listen to your heart and then just be confident and boldly go out and get what you're looking for.
Fantastic. Wow. So time has gone quite quickly. I've had such a great time on the show today. I learned quite a lot as well. I hope you have too, our fantastic listeners today. I was just going to say, do you want to share something about the retreat, or is that on hold for a bit for now because of the pandemic?
Actually, we have a retreat in March. At the moment, honestly, I can't. I'm going to be very honest. I have no idea. Like, we're still going on, but with the way things are just changing every day with COVID, I have no idea. But I'm still hopeful. I'm just waiting for more people to register, because right now it's just registering in interest. I haven't put any prices. I haven't made anyone, put any deposits down or anything. But it's just basically a retreat for single people to go out there to just learn how to relax and have fun, especially during this period. And it is a good way to connect with, new people and to start, deciding what it is that you're looking for in life. That's what the retreat is for. Fantastic. A place to really get down to the nitty-gritty of who you are and to connect with yourself so that you know what you want in the future.
So how can I register interest? Do you have an email address, or do you just contact you via DM?
I do. So what they can do is go to my Instagram page at ObaFeyikemi Luther. That is ObaFeyikemi_Luther, like Martin Luther, Luther. And it's also on my website, www.wildfresh.co.uk. And Double9Radio, of course, is a sponsor, partner. We're all doing this together. And, just, register your interest. Just say you're interested. It's a trip to Senegal in March. And, there'll be more retreats and more workshops, hopefully as soon as the world opens up. But we've got our fingers crossed that Senegal will be able to happen. And if not, we'll try and see where else, that's closer that will be safe. Because even through it all, we have to be safe. We have to be responsible. That's another thing in mature dating now. Let's be safe. Let's be responsible. And just protect ourselves.
Fantastic. I mean, it's been an amazing show so far.
Honestly, I enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did. Again, if you need to get to a page, you can actually go on Double9Radio as well. Click on the flyer for today's show, and her handle is actually in the description on this. So click on, you can get to a page that like that as well, and ensure you register your interest as well. You know, it's been amazing.
And guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can listen to this or any other shows that you've missed out. Make sure you subscribe to Double9Radio to get your subscription, and then tell Double9 that you want me back again as a co-host.
Exactly. Fantastic. I'm sure we're gonna have her back, because it's been an amazing show. It's been great. It's been good. And also do download the app as well. It makes it easier as well to get in onto the show, and also catch up on all programs you might have missed as well. So as you mentioned, do subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, which is Double9Radio TV, or you can actually go on our website as well. That's double9radio.com. and click on the link to the Double9Radio TV, where it'll take you directly to the YouTube channel, and you can subscribe. Again, ObaFeyikemi Luther, it's been amazing.
Yes, Double9.
It's been great. I've had such a great time on the show. I'm sure we'll be having you back as well in the future. I wish you a great weekend, and stay safe.
Thank you. Enjoy. Stay safe, everyone. Stay safe. Be well. Wash your hands.